Today, we are going to be focusing on a slightly different approach. The format's going to be slightly different. We're going to be talking about vaccination, yes or no. So, this is not about vaccination, whether you should do it or not do it. This is about you tapping into your heart's intelligence and making the right decision for you. And the framing behind that would be some of the discussion that I'm going to lead, and I welcome you to participate in that discussion by through your chat. So you can always type your questions in or your comments in into the chat area. I'm happy to engage you in that way. So let us begin. And what we'll do is we'll do a quick heart focused breathing technique just to get us all lined up. And if anybody is just trying to sign in, they can catch up while we're doing this practice. So let us begin by, first of all, placing our awareness in the area of the heart and taking a slow, deep breath and experiencing this breath flowing in and out of our hearts. We've done this before. We will continue to do this every time. So let us take slow, deep, gentle breaths. Experience these breaths flowing in and out of our hearts, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than we normally would. Breathing in very deeply, very gently. You may close your eyes or leave your eyes open. That is your choice. And as you exhale, imagine these breaths are flowing out of your hearts. Slow, deep, gentle breaths. Experiencing these breaths flowing in and out of your heart. See if you can slow it down a lot more. Take the breaths very slow, very gentle, and allow yourself to just feel like you're in your body. That's important. It's important for what about to discuss, how important it is for us to be in our bodies. Wonderful. So let's begin this exploration. To vaccinate or not? Really, that's a question, and that's a question that has been around. If you are familiar with the social media memes and conversations, people are very passionate, very, very passionate about doing this. Whether they're passionate about vaccinating, or they're passionate about not vaccinating, they're passionate about them being told what to do with their bodies. That's a big thing. And so the idea here is for us to make our decision and not be drawn into this engagement that is highly charged. We need to take the charge and emotional charge away from that and just dive deep into our hearts. Let us begin by first exploring what is this virus. Now, the virus itself has no intelligence. The virus itself is not considered a life form. The virus that's outside your body, before it enters your body, is not considered life form. It has no intelligence at all, right? So if we look at a virus, it's a particle of dust, perhaps, no different than a particle of dust. It's, of course, a lot more because it's got genetic information in there. But in terms of how we view it, it's really inanimate, no life form, no intelligence. It's just a piece of DNA or genetic material. When you do that, does that become your enemy? Do you treat it as something that you should be scared of? Because as soon as you have a charge associated with a particular thing, you have created a relationship with that thing. It's like you're creating a relationship with that thing, whether it's a positive or an adversary relationship. That is a relationship that you are creating. So that is indeed your first relationship with the virus. If you accept the virus as an inanimate object that has the capability of actually changing your structure, then you can healthily respect it. And that's a relationship with that virus. Are you afraid of it, or are you respecting it? Just like you would respect an animal in nature, how is this relationship with you? And that's important because whatever you engage in the way you engage in this relationship with this virus is the way your body is going to react when the virus is actually penetrating your body or in your cells. So let's talk about that stage when the virus actually penetrates your cell. Your cell is where all the intelligence is. When you navigate through life, when you engage with people, whenever you're engaging, whether you've got COVID-19 around you or threat of that, or you're actually having tested positive, you are using your body's intelligence to navigate through life. Well, the virus is actually, now when it actually enters your cell, it actually uses your body's intelligence. It actually directs your body's intelligence. So really, whatever is happening in your body as a result, whether you are asymptomatic or you've really had a lot of symptoms associated with this, it's really due to your body's intelligence reacting in a certain way, getting the signals in a certain way. So the question is, who's giving those signals to the body? The virus is not intelligent. We've already established that. That's a fact. That's a fact. There's no intelligence coming from the virus. So where is this intelligence coming from? Well, it's coming from your body. Your body is responding in a way that it feels it needs to respond based on the direction that the field that is set up is given it. So what's setting up that field? What causes diseases in our body? There's been an experiment done from a scientist, and I did, it was one of my espresso shots that I did, where we talked about these laboratory rats, where a particular scientist back in the 40s, I believe, measured the electromagnetic field around each of the rats and mapped it over time, and then genetically injected some stem cells that were predisposed to cancer on some of the rats, not all of them. So they had the control rats, but nothing was injected in them, and the experimental rats, where they had this particular stem cell with a propensity to create cancer in the rats. As the experiment went on for a few weeks, the scientists started measuring the electromagnetic field around the rats, and for a week or two, nothing changed. They were the same as a baseline. But somehow on the third or so week, they started noticing anomalies in the electromagnetic field of the rats that had been injected with stem cells that had a higher propensity to cause cancer. And they just saw this in the electromagnetic field. But then a few days later, the rats developed cancer exactly in the spots where the field was present. So really, what causes disease in our body, and of course, there's probably a lot more to that than just that simple explanation, but it indicates that in our bodies, we have chaotic energies, and we have coherent energies. And we've seen what happens to our magnetic field of our heart, because you can actually measure the magnetic field of our heart, and you can measure the frequencies of emotions on the heart, on the magnetic field of our body. If you're feeling, frustrated, anxious, angry, they're chaotic frequencies that are registered on the bubble of our magnetic field. And this has actually been measured and documented in peer-reviewed journals. Okay? If you're feeling gratitude, appreciation, these magnetic fields are more coherent, very, very, very ordered. So in your body, you've got areas that have chaotic frequencies, and in your body, you have areas which have coherent frequencies. Now, we know, if you've been with me long enough on this program, that we can shift into the state of coherence within seconds, within minutes, if not seconds, I should say. And we can do that, and we will do that soon. The idea here is, if our relationship with this COVID virus is that of enmity, then what kind of frequency is being caused or creating in our own body? Because it's our feeling, again, for this thing. If we're feeling enmity, if we're feeling fear of this particular virus, we're creating chaotic energies, chaotic frequencies in our body. And when this virus gets into our cells, the innate intelligence of our body tacks on to the vibratory frequency of this chaos. And that's where people who have a lot of chaotic frequencies in their bodies will probably not fare well when this virus comes together. So that is essentially a framing of the virus, in my view, anyways. And I'd love to hear your comments if you have more comments about that. But I just want us to be keeping our bodies coherent, because when you have less stress in your body, less anger, less frustration, your immune system's boosted. 5 minutes of appreciation will boost your immune system for up to 6 hours. And when your immune system's boosted, that's your body's intelligence dealing with these things that are coming into your body that do not serve you in certain way. So, how do you make this virus that is actually a creation of the divine? It is. It's a genetic material, and no human that I'm aware of can actually put together from scratch a genetic piece of material without using an existing creation of the divine to be able to do that. So this is actually a creation of the divine, and you are a creation of the divine. And how is this interacting? How are we interacting with each other in diversity? Our body is 95% bacteria and viruses. I mean, we are host to bacteria and viruses. That is us. So this particular virus is coming through. And how do we engage? How do we live in a community with these different things so that we neutralize its negative effects on our bodies? Because that's really how we want to navigate through life. We see that as we develop vaccinations, we see that more mutations coming. Where are these mutations coming from? And when you think about this, when the the virus is mutating, it's not mutating by itself. The virus is mutating through using your body's intelligence. Your body is actually saying, hey, I want to survive. And somehow it sees the virus as something that's an integral part of your body and saying, I want to survive. And so it mutates. And that's how things happen in your body, because it's there to survive. And that's the message that the body's giving it. So how do we line up our intelligence of our body to give it the right signals to say, hey, let us begin to work with this and create a healthy, a more harmonious engagement with our surrounding and our environment. And that's where I'd like to take you next. So now that I've framed that, I'm happy to see comments coming through, and I can do that after I can look at all your comments after we do this practice. But for now, what I'd like you to do is just go back to our heart focused breathing technique. I'm going to walk you through a procedure that will help you develop. That'll be a practice that you practice that will help you develop a coherent pattern in your body. And once you do that, then you can use certain techniques to ask your heart's wisdom to say, all right, what should I do now? Should I be taking the vaccine or not? After we do that practice, I'm going to come back and discuss, should we take a vaccine or not? And if we do take a vaccine, how do we do it? So let us now begin this process right now. Let's join me in this. So place your awareness in the area of the heart. And take slow, deep, gentle breaths. Experience these breaths flowing in and out of your heart. Breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. And now begin to experience appreciation, gratitude. You're sitting here breathing the beautiful oxygen that is divinely created. You're supported by Gaia. You're supported by family. We're all here. We're all one family. We're all connecting. Lots of amazing energy that's flowing through each of us. And we're feeling gratitude and blessed to be able to experience life, to engage life, to connect with others. What other creature outside of the human race has actually this level of free will and choice and appreciation, and they can choose their way through life? There's so much to be grateful about. So today we're going to choose, if you want, of course, choose whatever you want. Our intention is to create an intelligent body, to inspire intelligence in our body to balance in a way that is gentle and that allows us to live in this reality that we are facing now in a gentle and with ease, in an easy way. We do not want to experience struggle that we cannot handle. We can manage difficulties, we can manage obstacles, but certainly things that we can manage, we would like our body's intelligence to be able to regulate the chaotic frequencies in our body, to be able to work with whatever comes our way and prevail in the way that is most suited to our wishes and our reality. Slow, deep, gentle breaths. Experience these breaths flowing in and out of our hearts, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than we normally would. And now ask your heart's wisdom. What is the right course of action for me in this situation? And just listen for the subtle responses from your heart. Now I'm going to ask you to just open your eyes for a second. And we're going to explore taking the vaccination or not taking the vaccination. There is no right answer that I have anyways, but I do want to share this perspective with you. If you are going to take the vaccination, if you haven't already done so, we know that this particular vaccination will kickstart your immune system, will program your body to be able to deal with the virus. That is what it's designed for. What we don't know, because it's in an experimental state, is what are the long-term effects, if any. And what we do know is that the scientists that have been working on this are ones that have the most depth and the ability to be able to work on this. So our job is to ask ourselves, how intelligent is our body, and can it manage these things? If we are experiencing a lot of chaos in our life before this COVID system happened, if our body is predisposed to chaos, we do need some support. Just like if we're cut and it's bleeding profusely, and we can't have it doesn't stop on its own, even with a Band-Aid. We need to go to the hospital and get stitches and get some help. That doesn't mean that you're going to be always exposing yourself to getting cut all the time. All it means is that once in a while, your body needs that extra boost and help until your body rebalances itself, because it has gone beyond your resilient ability. So the question that, and we're going to go back into our hearts again. The question again is, how resilient are you? How chaotic are your signals in your body? And is this virus bringing up things for you to resolve? Just that the thought of this virus, is it bringing up issues that are dormant, that are chaotic in your system? Is it bringing it up for you to address? And how resilient are you to be able to do that? If you feel that your body needs the extra support and the extra boost to be able to manage and navigate through that, then the way we take vaccines, if we have chosen that path, is to walk in there and have a relationship with the vaccine. You know, we have a relationship with the virus, right? A relationship with the virus saying, hey, you know what? We live in the same world. I'm not an enemy of yours. I give you a healthy respect. We would have the same relationship with the virus, with the chemical that's being injected in your body. And the same relationship is your body's intelligence, programming your body's intelligence through this mechanism, through what we just did, is to say, all right, we've got this virus that's out there that could affect us in many ways. We have this genetic material that's being injected in my body. It's called a vaccination. And both of them use the intelligence of our body to be able to balance and work through the puzzle. So the instructions to be sent to the body is take the best from this particular genetic material that's coming in, and with the healthy respect for the genetic material, the vaccination and the virus, and with a lot of self-love. I love my body. I love the fact that it is so complex that no human has been able to fully understand the capacity of this body to be able to do anything. And so the idea is for us to set the intention in our bodies and say, take the best approach to whatever chemicals are being entered into my body, best approach to harmonize and balance to the level of resilience I have, and then purge the rest from my system in a safe and healthy way. And I think if that's a relationship we form with the vaccination, you'll be ready to take the vaccination. And you don't need to worry about, is this going to mutate something else in my body? Because you are giving a lot of confidence to yourself and your ability and trusting the universe that this body is built intelligently. But you have to really, truly be in your heart for that to happen. So the practice that we're going to do, that we've been doing here, and we'll do one more practice here, is for us to stay in our hearts. If we choose not to have a vaccination, we work with our body to say, hey, do the best you can. And if we come to a point where we feel we need a vaccination, notify me. With your body's intelligence, inspire me to go get a vaccination. So either way, whether to vaccinate or not vaccinate is entirely up to you. But let's put a framework around that. So let's get back into our hearts and let us engage the wisdom of our heart to keep us always intelligent, making the right decision, and not be drawn into the drama that's happening out there, so we can make the decision that's right for us. So let's begin to place our awareness in the area of the heart. Take slow, deep, gentle breaths. Experience them flowing in and out of our hearts, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. And now, I want you to experience regenerative emotions such as gratitude, appreciation. And this time, focus gratitude and appreciation for your heart's intelligence. You were born with this amazing instrument, apparatus that is so uniquely connected to the rest of your body. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. And it will guide you through the rest of your life. And now, engage your heart. Send it your intention that you want to thrive, that you want to build your resilience so that you can engage, enjoy the company of others, connect with others, get to know divine creation and its magnanimous offerings. You want to be able to cherish, enjoy, and savor all of these wonderful gifts that are around you in balance with the rest of humanity and in balance with the rest of nature. Ask your body's innate intelligence to be able to help you balance this and to inspire you to call upon external help, either through vaccination, through alternative medicine, through naturopathic medicine, through other remedies. Your body's intelligence knows what it needs and it will guide you. Set the intention for your body to guide you, and trust your body's innate intelligence to make the decision that's right for your body. Send loving gratitude to the rest of your body, knowing that whatever enters your body will be managed in a balanced way, in a safe and secure way, by your body's innate intelligence. Because that is your wish, your intention, to set up this coherent field to help harmonize and balance the rest of your body. And now ask your heart's intelligence, what is it that you wish me to know? And listen for the subtle responses. Slow, deep, gentle breaths. As you experience these breaths flowing in and out of your heart, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would, experiencing joy, appreciation, gratitude. Gratitude for this wonderful body that you have journeyed with in this lifetime and will continue to journey with, in harmony with everything around you. You're trusting your innate intelligence of your body to do the right thing, sending it signals that are appropriate for the context that you live in, and trusting it when it gives you whispers from your heart, and listening to it and following through with that, trusting your own intuition when you're in a state of coherence rather than falling prey to fear. That is now your relationship with your body. Relationships are important. You have a relationship with the world around you, but you also have a relationship with the world within you. And your world around you reflects the world within you. And by creating a beautiful relationship with the world within you, you have harmonized that which is around you. Wonderful. You may open your eyes if your eyes were closed. I want to thank you for joining me this morning for an extended special broadcast. So I'm going to read out some comments. If you have any questions, please do type those in. And thank you for your comments. We must love the virus too, or just not give it attention. It's whatever relationship you want to have with the virus that will allow your body to remain coherent. It's a healthy respect. It's like if you see a bear in nature, you don't want to go out there and hug it and love it, of course, because a bear has its own nature. It's to have a healthy respect, and to still do everything you can to manage your environment around you, sanitizing things. All of those things mean that you have a healthy relationship, a healthy respect for the other places in the environment. And so that's important. Just like you would have a healthy respect for not walking on pristine grass, perhaps. You could if you wanted to, but that would not be respectful. So that is the kind of healthy respect I meant when we talk about the viruses, or vaccinations, of course. You're most welcome. Our bodies are amazing. Thank you so very much for joining me. I don't see any more questions coming, and I look forward to connecting with you. Yeah, you're welcome, Angela. And Zachary, you're most welcome. Thank you. I'll see you next week, and we'll go back to our regular formula routine of 15-minute program. Take care for now. Thank you.